All right, welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. I'm looking at this story and I'm wondering where these rumors come from, Southwick and frankly. I'm seeing here 2027, Governor denies alleged plan to drop deputy. We're talking about Senator Akon Ayayi, whose husband's 80th birthday was celebrated every weekend. And I remember that our governor reiterated very strongly that if he would vie for president for governor 10 times, he would go with Senator Akon for 10 times. But there's been quite some attempts at suggesting that the governor may be seeking another deputy.
Well, we are in political season, election year, if you like. I don't want to take whatever the politicians say to the bank. I will never take, that is my words, I will never take any statement, comment, promises made by any politician to the bank. If anybody takes any statement, comment, or promises made by any politician to the bank, the person is living in a fool's paradise. Because politicians are maverick, they are slippery, they are green snakes in green grass. I use these words because I have followed Nigerian politics for over 3 decades. And I can tell you that if you take any statement, promise, or comment made by any politician to the bank, you are simply deceiving yourself. These people are people who are influenced by the action of the day. Their actions are influenced by their political aspiration. What can you add to my political aspiration? What value are you bringing to the table? Back to the issue of the Akwa Ibom State Deputy Governor, Senator Akon Ayayi. The question will be, in 2027 politics, what will she be bringing to the table to add as value to the aspiration of the governor? If, as of 2023, she was able to add value for the governor's ambition, now there has been alignment and realignment. People have now decamped from a party to another party. The governor has left PDP to APC. Even when the governor had promised that he would never move, he had moved to the APC. And Akon Ayayi was a major key player in the PDP arrangement when the governor was a candidate. Now the governor is now in another party, and those in this other party may also be asking for a give and take arrangement, assuming peradventure what they will be asking for as the members of the aborigine of the APC is that they want a deputy governorship slot. Assuming that is what they will be asking for. Will the governor now, prefer to lose his own ambition, or to give up his ambition because of the office of the deputy governor that is not his own ambition? Mind you that the office of a deputy governor is not office that you elect in the primaries. You don't go for primaries to elect deputy governorship candidate. You only go to primaries to elect the governorship candidate. Now, assuming the condition that will be facing the governor at the primaries of his party will be, we need you to concede the deputy governorship slot. Assuming that will be the condition for us, who we are the aborigine of the APC. What will the governor be saying? Will he insist? Okay, let me just play the devil's advocate. Assuming the Senate president, who is in the APC, that the governor went and joined, will insist, assuming I'm just playing the devil's advocate, say, will not insist, I want deputy governorship slot to be given to me. Let me now pick someone who will not deputize you. Will the governor still stand his grounds to say, no, I have promised I will never relinquish that office of deputy governor, she must go with me? I don't see that happening. Governor can only protect his own interest at that point, and not the interest of the deputy governorship candidate or deputy governor that is working with him. So as at today, as at this moment, the governor can say those things, say those words, and for me, like I have said before, I will never take any statement made by any politician to the bank.
Oh my God. So we can't take the statements made by any politician to the bank. And, Southwark Franklin saying this morning, he's been re-emphasizing anybody, especially this political season. Everybody's going to say something to sound good, look good in front of the masses and the like. But okay, let's push on with these conversations this morning. We're still looking at some tidbits of things that have happened over the weekend. This one also take a comment. Governor has released 123.5 billion to contractors handling newly approved road projects in the state. This is quite some conversation amidst all of the reports of roads in the state that still need the attention of the state government. I know that you are very involved with things with regards to infrastructure, the oversight that you provide as a civil society organization. How would you rate the level of work that the Moino-led administration is doing with regards to infrastructure? The last State Executive Council meeting that they had, I saw them appraising themselves with over 1,000 stretches of road, 1,000 kilometer stretches of road that have been done, and some that have just been sanctioned for construction. So we see the release of 123.5 billion to contractors handling newly approved road projects in the state. How far so far with regards to this?
One thing I have taken too personal to me since the advent of democracy is good governance. How the political actors are able to galvanize the machinery of government to produce governance for the people. I can say I used 2025 to advocate for potholes to be patched in Akwa Ibom State, across the state. So from January 2025 till December 2025, we were on that advocacy. I have come here several times to talk about potholes and bad road networks in the state. The governor had over time in 2025 announced that they have released 60 billion, they have released this amount of money, but when you go to the street, you don't see job done to commensurate to the amount that has been announced in the media. This particular figure, 123.5 billion, trillion, is it? Billion, that has been released to contractors handling road projects in the state. I just drove down from, this was about last week ago. I drove through the Nwetonko, I drove through the Abaraks Road, entered through the Yo Village Road. I was stuck. The road going on there, I have said, has been on a snail speed. It is either the contractor lacks experience or the expertise, or it's either it's not being funded. Either of these two could be the reason why that job is in that snail speed. I said I was stuck. And how will you be, constructing or dualizing or upgrading a road that is a major traffic that links to local government? Because that road links the Uyo and the Itu people and links you to Calabar Itu highway. You completely cut off the road. So no vehicle will pass. And even the small access that was created for vehicle to maneuver to pass today has become a death trap. So like I have said before, the amount that has been so mentioned could be only on social media, it could be in the papers, but not actual work on ground. I quarreled some time ago that I saw a gigantic billboard along the airport road where the governor mentioned road that has been covered over some kilometers of road that have been covered in the state. And I did my survey and I came here to say that by that particular kilometer of roads mentioned that the government has done last year, it means that you can, if you stretch the road, you would drive from Akwa Ibom to Lagos, from Lagos to Cotonou, from Cotonou to Cameroon, back to Niger Republic. And I dare ask the government, where are the roads? Are they underground? That is on the one hand. The billboard is still there. Now you are saying you have ordered the release of 123.5 billion to contractors handling project. Have you also done supervision to this project? You know, the point is not just coming to radio or making a press statement or doing a press conference that you have announced that you have, so you've ordered that figures amount be released. The point is, the Ministry of Works that ought to ordinarily carry out this job, are they on the street to check what has been done? You have mentioned these roads. Are they actually a job going on there? This is my major worry, because we are now in an election year. The story has been trending all over major papers carrying it. Yeah. It could be a media hype for the image of the government for the sake of election. But in actual ground, I am now in Ibiakuran. Coming to your station this morning, I had to, to a point, I will go down, a bike will pick me to maneuver and pass. I will now pick another bike because the road is deplorable, it's impassable from Doitonku down to your station here. I cannot, that's why you said I went on break. Because each time I come here and go back, I must go to mechanic to fix my car. And you have a beautiful edifice, a beautiful media outfit, yet there is no good road network. What is the role of government? Government should not be doing business, but to provide enabling environment for those who are doing business to thrive. Now you have a beautiful media outfit here with workers from across the country working here, yet you have no enabling environment to work, like the road network. So this amount of money that has been popped out to the media, where are the projects going on? So I will continue to come here to ask the government to tell us so far what has been done. Because by May, they are going for party primaries. I have seen the party timetable of the APC in particular, which the governor belongs. May is just about a month from today. This is April. By May, the party primaries will start. They will start going about campaigning. Governors will be stalled. And then by the end of June, they have done with their primaries. Now the issue is now who will now become the governor of the state. They become party candidates now. So you now see that the governors that we're talking about now will be stalled. So before today, what has been on ground is what will now be used to judge the government that is on ground. So I have issue with these figures being in the media and no enough job being done on ground to commensurate these figures.
Well, it raises a lot of questions, and when you're talking about the fact that we are coming closer to a day where governors will really take the back seat, it's really troubling, because I know last week part of our conversations were the worries by citizens as the fact that even in the last 1 year, we've spent a lot more time endorsing the president, the Senate president, and the governor around the state. Have we paid as much attention to the necessary work of governance? But there's a particular stretch of road I'd like for you to talk about. There is this stretch of road on Calabar to Highway Itamaxis that a certain company has been attempting to work on it in the past 2 years, and that road has become impassable over the years. Something you said this morning struck me. It's either the monies have not been released, or you gave a company that does not have the expertise that particular contract to handle. What do we do in that kind of situation? Because Benedict Bassi, particularly one of our parliamentarians, keeps talking about that road. This morning, we literally had to be so careful so that we do not lose balance, coming to work via that road.
It's the same thing. You are just beating a dead horse. The government should have, before you award any contract to any contractor, you should have been in line with the Public Procurement Act of 2007 that says you must pass it through public through public bidding. Do you have a bureau of bidding, public bidding in Akwa Ibom State, a board where people can now, when you want to award any contract, like you have mentioned, you are releasing 123 billion to contractors that are doing job. How were they awarded these jobs? What process was used? Did you put it up in the public for people to compete? You now pick the best based on merit, or you just went to a campaign ground and somebody walk up to you and whisper to your ears, you say, okay, I'll give you that job at Ikwe. I'll give you the other one at Itam. I'll give you the other one at Itu Road. Or someone just bought a list and say, I have gone through the state. I have been able to see bad roads. Give me the job to go and do it. You say, go and do. And then you approve it. Is there a process, a mechanism that is put in place to, open up the process for people to bid, for you to now pick the best contractor who has the expertise to handle a job in this state? Look at the job that was done by the government of Obamota. Roads are still there. Go through the banking layout. You will see the whole of the stretch were done by Ata's government. They are still there. Look at those that were done by Akpabio. So they are still intact. So what are we saying? Something is wrong somewhere. It's either we are not getting it right by not passing through the public procurement process of getting people to come and bid for jobs, and then you get the qualified and competent persons, or you only give to political cronies, party cronies, those who work for you, those who are your party members, that you favor, and this person don't have the expertise or not, you don't want to care, so long as they are compensated for working for you. Otherwise, you would have not today. We talk about that Calabar to highway job. That road was blocked for over 2 years. I recall even making advocacies going down there. You block down the whole Calabar to highway, and that Calabar to from the town axis down. The whole businesses there were shut down for 2 years. It became an issue from 2024 till 2025. We are talking about that particular road. It's blocked down. When you block, you say you are doing a drainage to take water, or whatever you are doing, or the ground this to take water from there to Nelson Mandela, and that was there for over 2 years. And what are we talking about? The issue of having someone who is competent to handle a job, or the job is not well funded as it should be funded.
Big questions that we're asking this morning. Which is it? Are we opening these contracts to be properly bidded according to the